Good afternoon, VV Nation. Welcome to Trending Thursday. A lot of big things going on in the market today. Now, the alert should just be hitting, so give everyone just a moment to make their way into the room. Hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful afternoon. At least here in North Carolina, it's beautiful. Oh, it's probably about 75 and sunny. Absolutely perfect weather all week. I'm hoping to get up to the mountain Saturday, do a little hiking. All right, we got Troy in the house, John, Alex, Ollie G. All right, any on a run? I saw any, Alex. It jumped up quite a bit. It was around like $1.10, $1.11 last time I looked. ANY was it? It was under $1. It was undervalued, but now it's over $1. So it's a little bit of a premium investors are paying right now. But this is what I wanted to tell you guys and gals as everyone makes their way into the room, to have some caution. Have some caution. Look, Alex said he got it at 92 cents. Nice. Yeah, I saw the upper wick on it. And then, obviously with live streams and videos, don't have too much time to day trade, but it did seem like an interesting day trade. So good luck with you on that, Alex. Ritesh says P-Rax. Have that one on your radar, apparently. All right. But yeah, we got a lot of stocks coming in here, but this is what I want to talk about. Normally, I don't do the color guard on Thursdays, but I love everybody. Look what's in the color guard. Do you notice something different about the color guard right now? Anybody notice something different about the color guard? Anybody notice something different? Put it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. What's different about that color guard today? Other than there's two red lights. I can assume it's safe to say yes, there's two red lights there. But what else is there? What else is there? There's something else. Price red. Time to buy. Time to buy. I see red. Just hurts my head. Must be something. Call down. There it is, Nancy. Nancy, you are the winner today. Confirm call down. Yeah, a red light here and there. That's, sorry. Yeah, not the best time to be buying necessarily, but that's, not necessarily a time you got to get all worried about, right? But the confirmed down signal, that is something to take note of, right? That's definitely something to take note of. The BSR is floating. Price action, we meet that qualification. It's really looks like it's going to be determined by the BSR. BSR closes below 1. Looks like we'll get that confirmed down call. But if BSR can manage to hold at 1 or higher, it'll still remain up. Uncertainty with China, Amir says. I have a Chinese article in here. And I think the uncertainty of China is coming back into the markets. I mentioned that a lot last week with the rare earth. They had their shipping port things, a little tit for tat, but it's just, in my opinion and my logic thinking, is that the negotiations so far aren't working, right? That's what the market can be worried about. Can you advise on TJX? Remind me when we get to the stock picks. TJ Maxx, right? Interesting. I'm not opposed to it. I actually like that because I see retail department stores popping up in the top RT industries, and being kind of a defensive consumer, just because their stuff is cheap. I think it's a nice play. China says they will make rare earths for a long time. Yes, John. Yes, they will. Took some PLTM ETF shares last week, rocking and rolling. Call still shows confirmed up. MISP might be on end of day service. This is real time or delayed service. But if you're end of day, it's not confirmed yet. But if at the end of today, if that BSR closes below 1, because price action we already met. Week over week movement to the downside. Sorry about that. But yeah, riding gold and silver. You can see, look at the Midas touch. Gold. That's why I like gold, because when the market does bad, gold goes up. When the market does good, gold's going up right now. Gold is just going up. Here's the other hot spaces. You can see fiber optics. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that video yesterday evening. As well, we got computer memory devices. Heads up, there's 2 stocks in the space I'm going to talk about tonight. That 6 p.m. video. Yes, obviously we can confirm down. Probably not the best time to be, loading up on stocks right with a, potentially fresh confirmed down signal. But it is two stocks you should definitely put on your radar. This pullback, it always creates some good opportunities in the future. Gold pullback soon. I don't, I think there might be a breather here and there, but there's just too many catalysts for gold to be going up. Market been crazy for whole October. The metals are acting up too. Yes, the metals, the rare earths. So let's get into the news story here. I'll show you why the rare earths are taking a hit. But first, we're going to talk about TSM. Why? Because they reported earnings, and it was stellar. The earnings was absolutely stellar. The stock's not doing a whole lot. I mean, it's already been on a huge run, and especially with the market pulling back. I'm not surprised. Taiwan Semi is not a big gappy stock anyways. Alex says, didn't catch the video, Ryan, but was CIE in it? I've owned it. Yes, it was in it. It was one of the fiber optics. That's the top one in the VST. I went over the top 5. Some interesting picks there. Interesting picks. Yeah, the fiber optics, good plays. ABAT down 37%, John? Do they have earnings? I don't know if they're on the list today. ABAT? I don't see ABAT on here. Why are they down so much? John, I'm kind of curious. But yeah, TSM reported, right? Friday, tomorrow, not much. So it's just TSM, big banks. We had ASML yesterday. I think I got it in the watch list. We'll take a look at it. But this is what I want to take a look at because, I always want to give you guys a heads up. Next week, a little bit of names here. We got Tesla. We got the Netflix, International, Intel, T-Mobile. But the following week's when it gets real interesting. From the 27th through the 31st here, Halloween week. So look, Monday, Cadence Design, NXP Semiconductors. Tuesday, we have Visa, United Health Group, and a lot of people were bottom fishing on that one. But this is it right here. Wednesday, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Caterpillar, ServiceNow, Verizon. Wednesday, the 29th. Put it on your radar. A lot of big things going on. Thursday as well, we got Apple, Amazon. So you got 5 out of the Mag 7 stocks reporting that week. You got Eli Lilly, so keep that on your radar. Just want to do that. TSMC. This is where the focus is. Look at the profit surge. 39%. I said it earlier this week, said it last week. TSM going earnings, not that concerned about it, right? You can see the stock. This looks like it has the actual Taiwan listing. Benefit is, we all know what's benefited from AI, Apple, Nvidia. Everybody needs their chips. I mean, they're the monster powerhouse. Revenue, $33 billion. It doesn't have the US amount here, but it says 989. So they beat their estimates. 33 billion. Whew, that's a lot. Net income here, 452. Beat it by a little bit as well. Revenue rose 30% from a year ago. Net income increased 13.7% from last quarter. Asia's largest technology company by market cap. Huge company here. It's $1 trillion company. Let's see. Axon went down more, over 50 yesterday. Wow. Why do you think stocks pull back after stellar earnings like TSM? It could be such as something as simple as profit taking, or just the market pulling back a little bit. With the confirmed down call. Let's see here, but yeah, phenomenal stock. I like it a lot. So this is what the rare earth story I had for everyone today. China accuses U.S. of deliberately causing panic over rare earth control. Says it's open to talks, right? Well, guess what? That is bad for the U.S. rare earth companies, right? Because China's saying, no, we'll do business. We can talk. You can take our rare earths. Well, that's exactly the business these U.S. companies are going for, right? The short term from this news, yes. Stocks are pulling back. We saw yesterday. As I talked to you about the Glenn story. Glenn was still holding UAMY. I told him protect those profits when he came to visit. That was 2 days ago. It was like 18 bucks. But that sell-off still continuing. This story probably not going to help that, right? But I do see that creating opportunities in the long run. And a lot of these stocks are just getting way overstretched, right? Like UAMY, it's up over 2,000% since we started talking about it about a year ago now. U.S. Trade Representative Greer accused China of trying to control the world's technology supply chains. We all know that story, right? That's the reason why, for national security purposes, we're trying to bring that supply chain back. That's the reason why these stocks are going astronomically. I just told my friend who has all his money in those stupid mineral stocks and sell everything, and he didn't. And now he's asking me about hedging them while they are down 30%. Come on, man. You know, John, the rare earths, like UAMY fundamentally made sense. Then the story made sense. But then the stock, its market cap increasing 2,000%. So it was around $100 million. I'll have to take a look at the market cap of it. I was looking at the antimony market, which is an article I have. You're going to want to stick around for this article because I was looking at, what is the value of the antimony market, right? Because that's really what's going to determine if this is, even if this price is fair, or is it just the beginning? Who knows, right? Who knows? I got stopped out of my UMY, made gains of 175% and up. Nice. Hey, if you got stopped out, you got stopped out. But look, you got profits. You're leaving with profits. That's always a good thing, right? Always a good thing. Some people might have made just 20% off UMY. Some people might have made a couple 100%. Who knows, right? What you don't want to do is get caught on the dump, right? It's been pumping. They've been pumping. Don't get caught on the dump. But the dump can bring opportunities in the future, and I do see prospect for opportunities in these rare earths. Trust me, I want them all to sell off because I'm cheap. I don't own them right now, but they're on my radar to own. UU's already in production, so it's not running just on government hype, just like MP, USAR just got fired up base on government hype. Yeah, a lot of that hype is there. All right, so let's get into it here. I got, no, not this one here. So Micron, we're going to talk about Micron for a moment. Micron is going to be my semiconductor pick. It's been one I've been talking about for quite some while off the pivot. It's one of the most undervalued. They are all about high bandwidth memory, HBM chips. You can see, look, massive 80% rally since March. That's the pivot we've been focusing on, right? Hopefully you guys are making lots of money in that. Consistent earning beats, expanding profitability, attractive forward valuation. I've been talking about the valuation. We value the company at $282. This stock just got over 200. There's a lot of upside potential when it comes to Micron here. I'm going to skip it over to this story here. So there's 4 reasons, as another analyst, 4 reasons why Micron will continue to outperform. Remains top AI memory play with surging demand, margin expansion, right? MU benefits from data center growth, high bandwidth memory, HBM, right? Strong pricing power, sales nearly sold out through 2026. Look at that, they're sold out already through 2026, and new HBM4 products leading innovation. Margin expansion plus U.S. government support position MU as strategic asset and reduce geopolitical risk and ample R&D funding. Now, despite some supply chain and China exposure risk, but it looks like everyone's got China exposure risk, right? They got a price target of $500 in 2027. I don't see that out of the realm of possibility. Think about the VectorVest value. Ours is already almost 300. And if you let it continue on the trajectory that it's been on, it could easily get up there just on the valuation. But the price target of 500, I told you guys, was it last week or the week before? My cousin, who always has been putting me on the AMD and the NVIDIA and the Taiwan Semi train years ago. I'm talking about when AMD was $10-15, Taiwan Semi, NVIDIA. No one was talking about these. He told me about Micron. I was like, well, dude, we've already been talking about Micron. From a chart perspective, right? From a VectorVest perspective. But he's saying some things in the work with Micron here. So this is why I was curious about Micron. They're the band, the top memory chip makers, right? Memory chips. This is what it's about. Micron, Samsung. Both of these are South Korean. This is the US one, right? You notice how NVIDIA, AMD, they're not on this list. They don't make these type of chips. Well, at least they don't specialize on them, right? Micron works with those two. And the fact that it's a US based company, you saw the last analyst talking about the fact of the US government support, R&D funding, things of that nature. I like the stock. I see catalysts for it just going higher. It's a great semiconductor to own. So here's the other stock I want to talk about. Spotify moves further into AI music with Sony Universal Warner partnership. AI music. Thought this was just an interesting concept. Not that I'm a big Spotify fan by any means, but that's a big partnership. That's all the big names, it looks like, tied up into one here. So AI generated band, The Velvet Shutdown, was in the spotlight this summer. It's currently a verified artist on Spotify that has more than 264,000 monthly listeners for an AI generated band. AI generated band. Interesting. I just thought it was a cool story. AI is going to be entering the music space. Entering the music space here. So this is the story you're going to want to pay attention to, especially if you're holding UAMY or you're in the rare earth space, that kind of thing. Look at this. The global antimony market is expected to continue substantial growth in recent years. Now, the global antimony market size was about $1 billion in 2023. Is projected to grow to $1.08 billion to 2024. $1.78 billion by 2032, the global antimony market. Now, moreover, the antimony market in the U.S. is projected to grow significantly, reaching an estimated value of $106 million by 2032. Keep this in mind. $2 billion, just shy of it, is roughly the global antimony market. Now, right now, the U.S. antimony market was it 1.0? Yeah, 1.8 billion. Where is it now? 106 million. So almost 2 billion by 2032, 106 million now. The market cap, we're going to take a look at the market cap. So let's jump into the VectorVest 7 software here. Those are earnings. We'll get to those just a moment. We'll do the news ones first. You see UAMY down another 10% today. $1.7 billion. And that's roughly where the global antimony market is expected to go by 2032 by those analysts. Let me just pull that up and double check that was correct here. Yeah, 1.7 by 2032. So this one antimony company now is worth the entire forecasted antimony market in 2032. I'm going to say it's overvalued. VectorVest is telling you it's overvalued. Protect your profits in UAMY. All right, let's get to the rest of these stocks here. Look, US Rare Earth down 15%, AREC down 15%. When I did the video on AREC, it was around like $1.80. All of these stocks have just popped recently. So protect your profits, stick to your stops. You know, if you get stopped out and it goes back up, guess what? Hopefully you made some money. Don't do the woulda, shoulda, coulda thing. That'll only hurt you. Look what are the only stocks moving up today. Bearish on the semiconductors. You see, notice how semiconductor bearish is up 1%, but the only stock on this list today, and we got some miners here, rare earths, is Micron, positive. With the semiconductors overall down, Micron is up 4% here. Strong semiconductor stock. I love Micron. Look at it. Trading $200, just broke 200. We rounded at 280. Let's take a look at the charts here. Alex says some profit taking, same with quantum stocks. I'm not surprised by any of this. The market has been on a tear lately. It needs a breather. Like a firm down call, kind of seeing that breather coming to fruition here. All right, let's go to graph all. There's Micron showing some indecision. Still just a beautiful chart. The forecasted data moving in the right direction. The only thing faltering is the sales growth rate. but still outpacing earnings 46% to 38%. Phenomenal stock here. Here's UAMY. UAMY still on its retreat here, down to $12 currently. If you're in it, just be careful. Look at the massive amount of volume in this position here. The value still keeps ticking up. It's $4.18. I mean, realistically, for the long haul, I mean, ideally, I'd like to get in the position less than 10 bucks. Here's Spotify. Spotify just kind of rolling over. Kind of a slow rollover with price. You see growth rate and earnings starting to roll over. Let's see what RT's do. Yep, RT is now unfavorable here. We're seeing weakness in that price trend. Forecasted data, not bad. Growth rate and earnings, 33%. Sales growth rate, 16%. Ryan, ETF short industry group is one of the worst group. Pay attention to the short industry group. I know Ryan AI on VV is following that. I've been waiting for this moment with Micron for a year now. Alex, you own Micron? You own Micron? All my homies hate Spotify. I don't use Spotify. I'm a Pandora person. I'm not going to pretend like I'd use them. I thought it was a cool story. They're teaming up with some big players, though, some AI. But look at the stock, just overvalued right now. Forecasted data, not bad, but the technical is just not in the favor of the bulls at this time. Here's MP. You can see MP coming down. I mean, level support, I can already see it. We're almost there. You can see the pivot coming off of this, around 82.69. I do like the value starting to tick up, though, with MP, growth rate, earnings per share. Everything's ticking up there. It's just way overvalued. It's very overstretched here. Here's USAR. I'm going to extend this trend line out. And that's the pivot you should look for. It's probably going to close that gap too when it hits this. So yeah, I still see like all these stock charts so far where the rare earths are telling me that there's definitely potential for more pullback. Here's SOXS. Nothing to get excited yet about. You can see it's kind of flattening out here, but not quite picking up momentum to the upside. Here's AREC, another one. You can see it's doing the same thing as the other one. It's probably going to come back down to these trend lines, if I had to guess. So, and look at RT just crossed below 1. This is the first time for AREC in a couple months now. Looks like since the beginning of July. A lot of profit taking place with these positions here. All right, here we got the earnings. Quite a few stocks, a lot of financials when it comes to earnings here, along with Taiwan Semi. I did put ASM. They reported yesterday, but I did put some of the others here as well. I mean, other than ASML, everything else in negative territory today. State Street down 3%. Ooh. Here's TSM. A lot of profit taking at these levels here. A lot of profit taking. It looks like it could be a bearish engulfing. See if we get confirmation of that tomorrow. ASML, pretty choppy up here. Not too convinced of it. Still got the buy rating. Forecasted data not looking too shabby. Earnings per share steadily rising. Not bad. Here's Charles Schwab. This actually looks really good as far as the valuation. Price just got to get out of its own way. Range bound right now. Really range bound. Looks like I was using Fibonacci there at some point. Earnings per share is rising. Sales growth rate and earnings turnaround. Negative to positive 7 and 20%. A little bit of a turnaround story here. And you can see RT letting us know not the best time. If RT can get back above 1, and price action get a little bit of a breakout here to the upside, might not be a bad play. Here's State Street. It's done a whole lot of nothing over the last 12 months. Undervalued, but I just don't really like how it trades. I mean, even looking at it over the last 7 years, not much higher than it was 7 years ago. Info Systems just hit a new low today on earnings. That's showing a lot of weakness. I'm not here for it. Yeah, you might be getting a little bit of a value opportunity right now, but look at the value also declining with price, growth rate, and earnings. Earnings per share declining. The only thing trending higher is the sales growth rate, but not coming in at that phenomenal of a number. Just 5% here. Just 5%. Here is CSX Corp, Transportation Rail, also going to be reporting. I believe this one was tomorrow. Nice rebound from the sell-off here. A little bit of rejection at the prior high. Let's take out that prior high to get the confirmation. Otherwise, the stock is trading at a premium now. We see the valuation on the decline. Earnings per share is on the decline. I'm actually going to have to say no on this stock. Everything is down right now, and the technicals aren't that favorable to ignore it. Here's Ally Financial. Look at Ally Financial. The value is starting to tick back up here. Price action on its way down, now becoming a little bit of a value opportunity. Forecasted data, not that great. Not too many opportunities when it comes to earnings this week for these positions here. Now, before I take your stock picks, I do want to take a look at a couple of items here. All right, first things first, we got the Qs. Let's go to 3 months. Still well above my level of support, so not too concerned for the bulls right now, but definitely I am of the mindset of taking profits, protecting profits right now, especially if you're more of a short-term trader or these are more swing-term positions. Yes, on your longer-term investments or your longer-term holdings, act accordingly, right? You've got a plan in place there with those. But still not too concerned. I see the lower high, but really we'd have to take a lower low and enter back into this support zone here. But I'd rather see price action not do that. This is exactly what I did not want to see from the VectorVest composite. And it does look like I talk about the trend lines and the ascending channels quite a bit, but look, we broke it, retest from the top. This is exactly what I talked about in the daily color guard report yesterday. Said, watch out for the rejection. That is rejection that we're right back into my support zone, which I don't want to be in. Because if we break this to the downside, not going to be so good. But yes, that is rejection. And that rejection from the bottom end of the ascending channel, if we get a confirmed down call with some rejection follow through today, that is going to put me in much more of a defensive mindset going forward, right? And I know earnings, next week and the week after is a lot of big earnings, a lot more enthusiasm come back in. But just keep that in mind. If that earning enthusiasm doesn't come back in, we'll see. But yeah, that's a confirmed down call. The same time we're getting some rejection confirmation. At the moment, the DW did go back down, John. Oh man, so yeah, there's the confirmed down call. We've been a confirmed up call now for quite some time. The DEW did go up for 2 days, but does look like John's saying it could go back down. Exactly the same scenario, market timing. Yeah. Although, yeah, that's because we're looking at it here. VectorVest composite. This is the same thing as market timing. It's just I don't have the MTI, the buy-sell ratio, all that good stuff. But you see the earnings per share is rising in the market right now. Earnings is expected to rise. So I do like that. The value is rising. Price action is rising. Even though I'm going to treat it just like a stock. Even though the market's trading at a premium right now, look at the value. The value is rising in the market as well, along with the earnings per share. So this is my concern, but really the VectorVest composite breaks much below 76. I got 76.01 here, but we'll just say 76. If it breaks much below that, definitely would get more defensive. So that could show some follow through from this potential confirmed down. Because unless we get a rally here soon, it looks like it'll be confirmed down. And this is what will be the deciding factor. If I go to the VectorVest composite, actually, new market timing graph. So you see the BSR here went below 1. The market started to rally. That's when we got the first initial confirmed down flash. But now look at the market. We're trading at session lows right now. I'm assuming it's probably because of China. Who knows what it has to do, but it looks like profit taking is in the works right now. All right. We got earnings here. Let's go back to these. So that's the VectorVest composite. Let's see here. Here's the VanEck semiconductors. That doesn't look that bad, right? It doesn't look that bad. Not too worried about the semiconductors. Here is gold shares. Again, gold, if the market's selling off, gold's going to go up, right? If the market goes up, gold goes up. Gold is the play, right? If you're a little bit heavier weighted in gold than you typically are, so are the rest of us, right? So are the rest of us. We all probably hold a little bit more gold than we typically do. But gold does not show any profit taking right now. And gold is still undervalued quite a bit. Here's Ethereum. Ethereum's at a critical support level here. Bitcoin, same thing. You see Bitcoin, critical support level. Let me go back a little bit more. There it is. Boom, boom. We got resistance, breakthrough, retest. So we'll see, but if we get much of a break here, again, be careful in the crypto right now. Defend. I was talking about this last week. These two big ones. I don't like that. And it looks like we're actually surpassing that low. Protect profits. What's this low here? This low is 64.66. This low is 65.01. So we surpassed this low, right? So if you're more of a swing trader, I don't know where you bought this thing at. But if you bought it like most people, April, May, June, July, right? You're sitting on a lot of profits. Protect those profits. Now, if I'm looking for a nice level of support here, I'm going to probably pick right at the top of this channel. There's the top of the channel. There's the bottom of the channel. I can see price action. That would be where I'd find my pivot on the defense, right? So that's telling me, for the most part, defense stocks, what I'm seeing here, it's got a little bit more downside potential before we hit a nice level of support here. But this is where I could definitely see defense hitting a level of support. All right, just want to get you caught up on those items here. We did the Bitcoin. But yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum, be careful if it breaks this, because it could pull back quite a bit here. And you can see gold rising, right? But the digital asset class, Bitcoin, not so much, right? Oh, that's Ethereum. See, Bitcoin kind of stalling out here, right? So that's telling me that people are getting a little bit more risk adverse, right? They're piling more into gold than they are Bitcoin right now, right? Bitcoin's obviously more risky than gold is, right? And I showed you guys yesterday on afternoon, well, some of you may not watch it, but after market action, one of the reasons why I said that I think gold is outperforming Bitcoin right now by far, just think about it, we're decoupling with China, right? The United States, very crypto friendly, especially with the administration now. China, it's illegal. So if you're putting your money in Bitcoin, you're betting on the American system, essentially, right? To come out on top, because you can Google it. It's been illegal in China. So I think gold is going to outperform Bitcoin right now. It's just my 2 cents. All right, let's get back to it here. What did I want to show you guys? There's something I want to show you. Can't remember. 233. All right, this is what I did want to show you guys. All right, couple, because these are a lot of stocks that we talk about here. Canaan, Navitas, Hut, Iris, a lot of these are the stocks we talk about. DataVault created this watch list here for that purpose. Trilogy Metals. Look at the stocks we talk about. Protect your profits. Protect your profits, right? This isn't just a red light here. This is a potential confirmed down, right? And we've all been sitting pretty in profits for the last few months. Should we expect a breather or bear market? I don't have a crystal ball on that. This is what's showing me, right? Look at MTI. Trending lower, right? Trending lower. Where's that? 1.05. So we're close. We could hit a new low. So here soon, it'll become unfavorable. And Bill, I'm thinking the same. More of a breather, right? But the breathers could take some pain, right? Because think about it. If we're taking a real breather here, the MTI could get as low as 0.6. Means these stocks can get a whole lot lower, right? So just keep that in mind. Confirmed down flash not too long ago and then flash back up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're on the cusp of the confirmed down. On the cusp of the confirmed down. Breather as it's the fourth quarter. No. No. But yeah, as of right now, MTI is trending lower. Historically, if I use a graph here, let's go back to market timing. Go to 1 year. Go to MTI. Here's my MTI chart, right? Look where we're heading down, clearly, right? About to probably take out these prior swings low. If the market doesn't get its act together, doesn't stay above the support line. Well, what does it normally head down? Look at the cycle of the markets here, right? MTI likes to go down. Here's that 0.6 level we talk about. Here's that 0.6 level. Look how much the market can go down during those time frames, during these breathers, right? These are breathers. These are breathers. Bull market, lower left, upper right, breathers, right? Breathers. You got little breathers. You got big breathers. Right now, we're not even entering little breather territory, right? We're waiting for a confirmed call before entering contra. Yeah, I'm not telling anybody to enter a contra today. Don't do the contra. Forming a flag, Mac Daddy says. What are you talking about, Mac Daddy? Oh, you talking about here? I think this is what you're talking about. Consolidation. I see the consolidation. It's getting tighter and tighter. Market wants to do something. Market doesn't know if these China tariffs are really scared, you know, because last time everybody sold off, guess what? Market roared back, so no one's been in a real rush to sell lately. But you can see ever since I talked about last week, there's rare earth news coming into play. Look at the market overall, pulling back. Pretty volatile. But yeah, there's the consolidation. So we're going to get a pinch and a breakout here soon, right? We're going to get a pinch and a breakout soon. All right, but here's the MTI. Again, the MTI is still high historically. It likes to come around here, this level, find a bottom, right? Back here just as well. You can see these little pivots here. These little smaller pullbacks. You know, smaller breathers. The MTI likes to get around that 0.6 level. But again, we are not that close to it. That's what I'm saying. Some stocks can take some hits on the way down, so make sure you got some stops in place in case the market rolls over, right? Protect your profits, mitigate your risk. All right, let's get to it. But yeah, you can see, I mean, the only stocks up there, we got Wolf Speed, was it 30? This is a stupid stock. This thing is so stupid. I don't know if you heard about the story behind this, but pretty much it screwed out all of their old shareholders. They were a North Carolina-based semiconductor company, but reformed or whatever in Delaware, and now the new shareholders, I guess, get all the benefits. So be careful if you're holding that one. CoreWeave, still good. Like, it's up today. I like CoreWeave. I've said it before. That Microsoft deal is going to propel their revenue quite a bit. And you got Resource Connection here, RGP, up 4%. This one's actually undervalued too. Let's take a look at this guy. E-stock graph. Ooh. Not the prettiest graph. Not gonna lie there. Not gonna lie there. Not the prettiest graph. It's your MTI. MTI is on the market timing graph, the VectorVest composite. That's how we track the underlying trend of the markets, where we get a sense of the underlying trend of the market. But a lot of these stocks are getting hit big today. Like Serve Robotics down 10%, Bitcoin Depot down another 11% here, Northern Dynasty NAK down 18%. Wow. 215 big hits today. The minor companies taking quite a breather. You can see, I mean, an extensive breather here. Even Canaan here. Oh, wow, it's actually pulled back. It was up quite a bit earlier. Now it's down 15%. Nvidia Semiconductors up. I like it. Getting some good pairings, protect the market from rolling over. They can help offset some losses. And let's take actually a look at that real quick before we get to your stocks. Let's go to watch list viewer, go ETFs. And let's just do index contra ETFs. Index contra. See if they're actually showing any opportunities or if it's still a little early here. And for this, I'm going to switch over here to my 3 and 8. So you see every time it finds rejection at that 40, right? rejection at the 40. That's where we're at right now. So if you want some follow through, let's get price action above that 40. It's probably going to come tomorrow, right? So if we get follow through and then sell off, that's what I'm looking for the Dow Jones. S&P, same thing here, right? Right at the 40, right at the 40. So the 20 or 40 likes to find support. Right now we're there. QQQ's right at the 20 here. So we're still at strong levels of support. But yeah, make sure before you get too bearish to see follow through in the market tomorrow. But we do have that confirmed down call. It's still standing right now. Yeah, the major indices have pulled back, but this is telling me that rather than just looking at the major indices at one day, yes, it's all red, but this is telling me that the broad market, the VectorVest composite, over 9,000 stocks, has moved lower 1 week after another. So 2 weeks consecutively. All right, let's get to it. All right, so for today, hit that like button. So today I'm just going to take the first 10 stocks I come across the comment section. So the first 10. Fish, I'll put it in Data Vault myself because that's one I'll talk about. But after Fish's comment, be the first 10. So hit the like button. So I'm being nicer than Glenn. Glenn was pretty strict on the likes. So hit the like button. JBL, NBIS, okay. CLS. Yeah, just something about that rejection from the bottom end of that channel and getting it confirmed down, and with China news back in the picture and tariffs, I don't have the best bullish feeling. But again, we got big earnings. So maybe we get a pullback for a little bit. And maybe the Mag 7 earnings pull it back out next, in what, 2 weeks? Oh. What's the name? John's got V on. Maybe the last one here. Interesting group of stocks today. I like it. Not the typical stocks in the bunch. Kinross gold stock at the top of the list. Who's shocked by that one? Not me. Celestica at 5%. We got, let's see here. Let's go over to the right. I want to see what industries these are in. Oh, very diverse group of stocks here. Telecom, internet, nice. Pretty mixed bag, even on performance here. The biggest loser is going to be Data Vault AI. You can see it's overvalued right now, valued at $1.01. Let's see what the value are of these positions. The most undervalued stock, Ironwood Pharma. Interesting. I've never even heard of this one before. But it's trading at $1.52. We valued it at $2.60. Write that one down. Where is my pen? I had to move offices. Oh, here. What is it? IRWD. Interesting. I mean, as long as the chart doesn't look horribly bad. Have a good fish there. Nice low dollar fish. I like it. So your most overvalued companies right now, we've got NBIS, Data Vault, Applied Digital in the list. So a lot of overvalued companies as well. What is this? JB? It's 55. Interesting stocks. Let's see, look at the forecasted data. No, I didn't skip Givo, Roger. That one was after the 10. All righty. Let's see here. Where's the group? The best growth stock in the list here. We've got Kinross Gold. Interesting. Oh, Richard came out with a super chat, $1.99. Richard, is there a stock you'd like me to look at? I don't know if you put one in the list, did you? I don't see one. Oh, Palantir. You still want me to do Palantir? I saw you put in Palantir. Got you, Richard. Palantir. Got you. We're still in the ascending channel. You're still above the 20, still above the 40. But I'm going to tell you this, Richard. That 40 is right at the bottom of that ascending channel. Much more downside action would be getting a little defensive. You see, the last time it got to the bottom of this channel, it rode that channel too. So, again, as long as it's in this ascending channel here, I like Palantir. But we all know the problem with Palantir. It's way overvalued. Every article out there is talking about it being so overvalued. Look at our valuation, $21. It's trading at $178. Forecasted data looks good. But yeah, as long as it stays in that ascending channel, there's no reason to worry. It's still in the ascending channel. If it breaks this, I don't know where you bought it, but if you're a swing trader, that's telling me the swing trade is probably getting close to being done. If it breaks this, probably might be able to catch a level of support here, 163 to 151. But if Palantir breaks this and we get a confirmed down call and the market's looking poopy, yeah, I'll be getting a little defensive on it. But I don't know what your goal was. If you bought Palantir at 30, 40 bucks, expecting a long-term hold, well, guess what? You didn't have to hold it that long. It jumped up to 200 bucks. Now, if you're trying to fight for the last scraps of profits, that's on you. But everyone out there, you show me an article where it says Palantir is not trading at a premium right now. Show me where. That's the article I want to find. But yeah, as long as it's in this ascending channel, ride that sucker out. Ride that sucker out. All right, let's get back to this one. But yeah, Palantir, it's just a valuation concern. We all know what it can do as far as, AI applications wise. All right, let's see. Let's go to viewers here. Let's look at these stocks. Let's just graph them all here. All right, Kinross Gold looking good. Ooh, this is what I'm talking about, the gold space. There's so much value here. And if let's do this for 1 second. Industry. Go here, mining. So let's look at the industry at general. Well, it was undervalued, but now you can see it's still undervalued, but it's catching up to it pretty quickly, right? So the gold trade, my mind is, it's not trading at a premium yet. Yes, to the naked eye, when most people look at gold stocks, they're going to see the technicals probably overheated. Hey, so we might get a natural breather, but from a fundamental standpoint, from the industry perspective, we're still slightly undervalued. So that is beneficial for gold. I like it. I mean, I've been saying be picky on your gold. Look at this. It's got great forecasted data. Sales outpaces growth rate. Value is rising. Price is rising. Earnings per share is rising. If you got a gold stock that is not, exhibit these qualities, I would up your gold stocks. Palantir is overvalued for a great reason. Yes, Bill, I get the premium investors are paying. I get it, but a lot of that premium is being baked in. I see Palantir just kind of fluttering for a little bit. You might have, some ups and downs, but for the most part, I think it's going to be stuck where it's at for a little bit. Until I see that value start to increase, I'm not going to get, too enthusiastic for the next leg up when it comes to Palantir. But this Ironwood Pharma here, look at this. Values rising, price is rising. And look at the 200-day. Price now getting above the 200. Ollie G, thanks for the $2. What stock do you want to look at? But this one looks good. Earnings per share, turnaround story. Growth rate earnings, turnaround story. I mean, long term, yeah, the price looks real poopy. Not going to say it doesn't. But now it's starting to come back. Do your research on this one, but this might be an interesting stock pick here. It's biomedical too. Celestica CLS, beautiful, lower left, upper right. it looks like it just jumped out of the resistance and then just some profit taking on that. You can see the resistance in here. Broke it yesterday, gapped up today, but now just some profit taking. Just some profit taking. Let's see here. Ali G, yeah, I can help out with that. We got TJX, Zim, TJ Maxx. Looks beautiful. Lower left, upper right. Still above the 20. I mean, there's nothing wrong there with that one. Growth rate and earnings on the decline here. I mean, it's not going to be as attractive as some of these others, but 120 to 150, not bad over the last year here. And look at the price overall, just steady Eddie, lower left, upper right. I mean, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. A little overextended from the 200-day, historically speaking. So I wouldn't be loading up on much more right now. Maybe let it get closer back to that 200-day. A little overstretched, for my opinion. Are these sessions recorded? If so, where to find them? It's just going to be on the VectorVest page. So, like, under the video you're watching, you'll see the little VectorVest icon next to the title. When you click on that, it actually goes to our page where you can watch all our videos. Just click on videos. They're there. Just order by date. This market is exhausting. I've not seen anything like this for the last 3 weeks. Starts all up and then crashes. It's been quite a wild ride here. Zim, I'm not liking it. I see rejection of that 200-day every time the last few times. Do not like this one at all. There's nothing bullish there. Rejection, rejection, rejection. In the value, look at the value declining, price declining, earnings per share is declining. I don't like much of that. All right, so yeah, Ollie G. Zim, I don't like Zim. If you do trade Zim, trade the pivots and then take profit close to the 200. It seems to be the trade on that stock as of late. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I would keep practicing on. All right, CLS, it's just beautiful. I mean, lower left, upper right, yeah, it's trading at a premium. Like I said, that breakout recently, a little profit taking, but no real concerns there. Here's Data Vault. There's the support. These are the levels I've been looking at. You can see pivot, resistance coming back. I'll be honest with you. I see rejection, and I see it wanting to touch that 20-day EMA. I 100% see it wanting to touch that 200-day EMA. That's the breather it needs. Look at value starting to tick up here. I like the stock, but it's got to get itself together. RT's about to cross back below 1. But honestly, I see more downside potential right now. I see rejection here. Follow through that rejection. I see it probably going to touch that 20-day. See what happens. Here's Vion. Look at this. Momentum to the upside. Nice pivot off the 200-day. Look at undervalued. Value on the rise. Price action on the rise. Awesome. Growth rate and earnings. Phenomenal. Sales growth rate. Earnings per share. Phenomenal, right? Now, you can find stocks that are pivoting off a 200-day moving average, back above the 20. But where VectorVest differs from is we can get you in some good stocks to where potentially you get a longer run, right? What I mean by that, I like to find stocks pivoting that are undervalued, right? Rising earnings, giving me factors and giving reasons for investors to get enthusiastic with these positions here. This is interesting. Look at JBL, the value roaring right now to the upside, closer to 250. Price action just below that. Now, RT crossing back above 1. So if you're looking to buy a stock on the dip, this might be one to take notice of. Earnings per share on the rise, sales growth rate, earnings. Looks like a great stock here. JBL, good fish. Thanks for ever got me that one. Thanks, mate, for the Data Vault read. Agreed. Yeah, Fish. I mean, I speak how it is, and I'll be honest with you, Fish. I missed that Data Vault because heads up, I will be gone next Thursday, Friday, and then the following Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to St. Thomas and St. John for 5 nights. So that's where my Data Vault money went to. Went on a vacation. So I want some of these stocks to pull back a little bit more so I can buy some, right? So, but yeah, Data Vault, I see that pullback. I'm probably going to snag a little bit. Now, as far as who's going to take over the live streams, I believe, under my impression, that we're probably going to see the likes of Jerry and D'Ambrosio, Steve Chappell, step into these live streams. So just a heads up, I will be gone next Thursday, Friday, and then the following Monday, Tuesday. And then I'll be back. So we'll have a good AMA that Wednesday when I get back. And that Wednesday is the one where Microsoft and Google, and I think it was Google, but I think that's the week where like 5 of the Mag 7s were reporting. So that'll be a good week. We're getting back from vacation. The market will be going bonanzas of all the big earnings. You know, maybe China and the US will do a little more tit for tat while I'm gone. Who knows? But I'm gonna tell you right now, Lifeway's got a huge gap to fill, and the first resistance level was just touched with rejection. You see this bottom wick here? I'm gonna guess. Yep, matches up with this wick right here. Instant rejection, but I don't think this party's over yet. If we can get price action above, was about 28.60. If price action finds its way back up there, I think it's going to be tempted to fill the rest of this gap here. I think it might just be tempted for that. Have Lisa step in. I could ask Boston. About stepping in. Are both halves canceling each other? I'm not sure of that, Dunwin. Not sure of that. Phyllis said NVIDIA. No one's talked about NVIDIA. You guys just broke up with NVIDIA quick. All right, we'll talk about it. We will talk about it. But Lifeway, look at that gap. SQQQ. It's not seeing the optimism. A little early right now. You know, the real momentum will be after the 40. You know, price actually get above that 40. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA. Here's NVIDIA. All right. Went from a descending channel to ascending channel. Look at the valuation. Still rocking. It's right at the 40-day. Let's get rid of this here. First thing I see is this right here. See a lot of resistance there. We broke it. Rejection. Gapped up. Rejection. Now I'm getting rejection again. I want to see price action get above this 183 here. AMD sounds like a Chinese problem. My graph view is not a saved option. No, but you'll have the 3, 8, 20 EMAs, 40 MA, 200 MA, and I've just got the forecasted data with RT. And look at RT, look at this. A lot of that momentum is waning here. I mean, no real reasons for concern. So if I pull this line up here. Yeah, this is the channel that I see it in right now. It's in that channel. It broke out to the top, tried to retest it, now it's back into the channel. So you got it to about 170 at the bottom of that channel. So if it breaks the 170 level, then I would be getting concerned, right? Because you have ascending channel, now you have just a regular channel to the side. So if it breaks the bottom of this, it could go back into a descending channel formation. These stocks like to move like that. Like AMD does the same thing quite a bit. TSM. But yeah, you could build this your own graph layout. The blue line is a moving average of 40. Blue line is my 20. The red is my 40. Blue is 20. Red is 40. And then down here, I've got 200. Where is my 200? There's the green. Yeah, 200 moving average. There we go. All right. But yeah, NVIDIA, I see the channel here, but yeah, the warning is going to be around 170. If it breaks that, just be careful. All right, SQQQ again, I do see a lower low or higher low here. Let's go to 1 month. It's kind of stalled out where the market's at. Now, SQQQ can take out this prior high here. And really, was it 40 at? The 40's at 16. Yeah, I want to see it get above 16 for some real confirmation. Now, if you slowly enter it, that's on you. But you know, the signal is just flashing, right? So it's a little too early for the contras right now. Here's Applied Digital. Still stalled out. A lot of upper wicks. Again, a lot of profit taking here, right? Stock needs a breather. I do like the fact that the 20-day is now moving up. I see a gap here, and I see that 20-day entering this gap, which makes me think that price might be tempted to come back down. If I was price action, that's probably what I would be tempted to show a nice breather. Now, here's NBIS coming back down. And look at this trend line here matching the 40. This stock, if it breaks the 20, I would not be shocked at all if it came down here and retested this 40 in the trend line as a combo. Find a nice level of support there. All right, everybody. It's been an awesome session. Some good fish along the way. I wrote down that IRWD. Now, I do have the daily color guard report this afternoon, so we'll get ready for that. And again, we'll see if we're going to close out with a confirmed down situation. It looks like, as of right now, let's go take a look and see. Yeah, the BSR is weakening even further at 0.89. So unless we get a really good rally in the last hour of trading here, it's a confirmed down situation. Doesn't mean go out and panic and sell everything. But yes, if you're up a bunch in a stock and you're trimming some profits, trimming some holdings, probably, that's acceptable behavior, right? But don't go run out there and sell everything. That's not what I'm saying, by all means. Just stick, stock by stock. Taking your watch list, resorting it by RT. If you take a watch list here, if you resort it by RT, typically the ones with the RT lower, right? These are the stocks that you'd want to pay attention to. I'm saying that as an example. If this is my portfolio, the ones with RT lower, those are the ones probably potentially costing me money or I'm losing profits, right? Those are the ones I'm going to focus on. So if you don't have your stocks that you own currently just in a general watch list, put them in there, right? Resorted by RT. The ones at the lower end of the spectrum, those are the ones that potentially you should probably, focus on more right now, especially with the market, showing signs of weakness. All right, everybody, enjoy. Join me for the daily color guard here in an hour. Me and Joey are out. See ya.